everyone.
Hi, it's Stephen and Karen from Nutrition Leaders. Welcome back.
We hope you're all feeling healthy and happy, and it's just a quick video to help you understand a little bit more about nutrition. We're using this booklet. It starts here as a basis, and at the end of this video we give you an email where you can request a hard copy of it, a PDF copy, beg your pardon.
Which is really useful, yeah, really good.
Okay, so we're going to whiz straight into step one, which is all about get nutrition wise. And a lot of people get mixed up on about what the ratio of what they need to eat should be. So what our top scientists and doctors have worked out at Herbalife Nutrition is this ratio: 40% carbohydrates, 30% lean proteins and 30% healthy fats. So we're just going to go into those food groups a little bit more to help you. If you do have an app like MyFitnessPal or anything similar where you can put in your daily food logs, you might find you just need to edit at the top those numbers, because when I went into MyFitnessPal myself, the numbers had different ratios, and if you have different ratios you may not be eating as well as you could in the minds of everybody that we're working with and all the great results we're getting for people. So our suggestion: 40% carbs, 30% proteins, 30% healthy fats.
And for those of you that don't have MyFitnessPal, and there'll be a lot that don't, so the whole point with this is make it simple. Nutrition is not complicated, but you read one thing in the paper one day, there's something the next day, something in a magazine one day, that's good, then the next day it's bad. So, no wonder people are confused. What we want to do is share with you what we do and how we make that simple. So it's about balance. The body needs balance. A lot of problems with food intolerances, etc., 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 are all because the body has become out of balance.
And that's because a lot of people diet, so they like to take things out because they think they're bad for them, and then bring their body out of balance. So we're all about nutrition, which is about putting everything in. It's the opposite philosophy, and getting the balance right. And that way you won't get so many highs and lows with your energy during the day. You're going to feel well, and you're going to get the fitness or health results that you're looking for. Okay, so the main one of those three areas that we find all of our clients are deficient in is protein. And with veganarian, there's a big trend with vegan. If you watch Game Changers, there's a big interest now more in plant-based nutrition, and that's actually a pretty good thing to be aware of and to be interested in, because plant-based nutrition is healthy for you. And our company has been leading the way with plant-based nutrition solutions for a healthy, active lifestyle for 40 years this year. So we're really, really proud
of
that.
It's our anniversary this year, 40 years.
Yeah, celebrating in Stockholm, Sweden. Shout out to anyone from Sweden. We're looking forward to
Sweden.
Partying with you there in September. So lean protein, most people, if we have, we do a little local wellness profile for our local clients. Also, we have an online wellness profile on our website, actually not on that one. You can email for that one.
Yeah,
it's going to give you a different one.
We'll put a link up.
So we do have a free wellness profile which will give you how much lean protein you need. And my requirements are different to Steve's. I'm a lady, he's a gentleman, he's taller than me, I'm littler than him. So everyone has a different number. I need roughly about 80 grams a day. Steve, roughly what's your number?
Probably about 107, something like that.
Maybe a little bit more.
110.
And we don't weigh this out and measure it and put it in the weighing scales and think, oh, it's this. But we have a rough idea. Steve said it's about keeping it simple. So if you know that, if you are a meat or pescatarian, a piece of fish or meat is generally, especially if it's poultry or fish, lean and healthy for you, rather than the more saturated fats you can find in some of the poorer quality or cuts of red meat. You're going to get 20 to 30 grams perhaps of protein in that, and that will help be the foundation for a healthy meal. Of course, if you go more plant-based yourself, for veganary or anything else, then it's going to be more pulses and beans and everything else to compensate to get your numbers up. But it's not just having then 30 for a supper time meal. If my number's 80, where am I going to get the other 50? If Steve's like 107, 120, where's he going to get the other 80 or 90 grams that he needs? So generally it starts with breakfast, yeah,
Absolutely.
What have you found as a healthy solution?
So for 17 years now, I've found a really simple, easy solution, which is a Herbalife Nutrition healthy meal, healthy smoothie, and very versatile and fast. And I was talking to my son this morning, Alex. He's 28, and he was a breakfast skipper. He got into a bad habit of just basically
trying to roll out the door and do his best.
Leave the alarm clock until the last possible moment, minimal amount of time to get ready, and then he needs to get out the door. So he would tend to just skip breakfast altogether. Now, with a Herbalife Nutrition smoothie, he can do that literally within seconds. He bangs that straight down.
Doesn't touch his eyes.
He's sorted then. And it's the only product that is classed as a healthy meal. So, in 100 countries. So that's great for him. It's plant-based. It was vegetarian. It's now been reformulated. It's now vegan. And he absolutely can tell. If he misses that, he absolutely suffers. He can feel it in his energy. And Karen was talking about protein, and she was saying about how with protein, it's one of the things in the modern diet, amongst other things, that is lacking. And the thing is, with protein, it's one of the main building blocks within our body, within our cells. And so if you're feeling tired, one of the first things I'm going to say to a client is, okay, do you know how much protein you need to be consuming daily? And 9 times out of 10, they don't have a clue. And when we go into it, we find that their diet is lacking in protein.
Yeah, when we do a rough calculation of somebody's typical day, even somebody pretty fit, like a fitness instructor or somebody who's pretty switched on with nutrition, they find they're only getting about 50% of the lean protein that we calculate they need.
Way down.
So when we can supplement and add into that to bring it easily up to the numbers they need, or they can go away, obviously, and make some different human improvements without supplementation, but they have to work very hard to do that to get the numbers right. They get much better, in fact, incredible results in a pretty short space of time, and they're shocked.
And not only will you feel tired if you're not getting the correct amount of protein, but also there's other factors as well. So if you want to retain muscle, you need to be getting the right amount of protein, and we want to retain muscle and ideally retain and increase, because that helps our metabolism work more efficiently, faster, and while we're just at rest, we're burning calories and keeping down body fat. So there's all sorts of consequences for not getting enough protein.
Yeah, and just, lastly on that part, it's all about people's blood sugar levels, keeping balance through the day, and we keep our clients very balanced with healthy snacking as well to break up the gaps, and healthy nutritious meals, either supplementation or their own normal whole food. But if you're having like Alex used to be a breakfast skipper, or we know people who are lunch skippers, you're going to create even more dips in your day. And if you don't have a healthy snack with, say, carb-based and lean protein, for me in an afternoon, I might have a quarter of a tub of hummus with some carrot sticks. Steve, he likes a chocolate Herbalife protein bar, 10 grams of protein, nice and easy. That will help keep your sugar levels balanced through the day as well, and give you the results you're looking for. But perhaps moving over to carbohydrates briefly.
So with carbohydrates, basically they are a fuel, and they can either be a short burning or longer burning fuel. And so when we think about carbohydrates, we're talking about sugars, and you'll have seen all sorts of things said about zero sugar. So the thing is, what should go with that is there are 2 types of sugar. One is refined sugar. So that's the sort of sugar we're going to get in a packet, white granulated. That sort of sugar does not help our body at all. In fact, it's pretty toxic. And so with that sugar, you want to have 0 refined sugar. However,
or limit it. We all like a treat.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest,
it's all about moderation. If you're in balance, not a big deal.
It's hidden in so much of our food.
That's true.
To completely eliminate it is really, really difficult.
Yeah.
But what I would say is if you consciously know it's refined sugar, then you want to try and cut it down or eliminate it. The sort of sugar that we do want is naturally derived sugars. So the sort of sugars that you get contained within fruits and vegetables, honey, things like this. So you definitely want those sort of sugars. Our brain needs them, our body needs them, and so again, a sort of a top tip there is be trying to think about the difference between bad sugar and good sugar, and know that you want good sugar. Our body and our brain needs that
because everyone needs energy, right?
Everyone needs energy.
You need fuel.
So you don't want to eliminate that. And the only thing I would say is just be aware if you're trying to drop body fat, where you do want to have a thought about calories, but without getting obsessed with all these things. So if you're eating tons and tons of fruit, even though that sugar is good sugar, because of the calories there, that won't help you if you're dropping body fat. So just be aware of that.
Yeah, just on that point, how some people might come and see us for a little wellness assessment, find out what lean protein they knew, but they say, oh, don't need your help, don't need supplementation, I'm going to do it on my own. So that's great, I'll be your biggest cheerleader, come back and let's check your numbers are going in the right direction for you. And what they usually then report is, oh, I'm making a really nice smoothie for breakfast. I'll say, great, what are you putting in it? Well, it's like a Knickerbocker Glory, got an apple, a pear and blueberries and cheese, and it's like unbelievably expensive, unbelievably healthy in moderation, some of those ingredients, but all together it's calorific nightmare, and they haven't really thought to oh yeah,
takes ages to make,
eat more fruit.
Lots of time.
So it's not a balanced meal. So when we have a fruit smoothie, if I want something a bit like a purple looking shake, it might be our strawberry dream flavour shake, or our summer berries one with some PDM, which is a sort of milk substitute, maybe some ice, and then maybe a half handful of frozen blackberries from a garden
of fruit,
and just makes an unbelievable colour. Add a little bit of fruit, just half a handful, just adds that extra zing or colour to what is actually classed scientifically as a healthy meal. Okay.
So what have we got next, Karen, on here?
Just lastly on the carbs, whole grains. One easy switch I did for myself and my family 17 years ago when I started to improve my health was trying to eliminate the white things and go for more brown or whole grain or wholemeal. And if you're not already doing that, I'd strongly advise. And just on pasta, for instance, spaghetti bolognese, it's a popular family meal. I kind of went straight into the whole grain pasta and swapped straight when all the children were pulling their faces that they wouldn't eat it and they wasn't enjoying it anymore. So I thought, okay, we need compromise, half and half white, half wholemeal. At least then now we've got 50% better than we did before, and over time you can increase the ratio. So little tip there for you. But bread, it's not that white bread is evil, but it's just about quantity and frequency.
Sugar.
So there's a little bit more lean protein and less sugar in whole grain, wholemeal bread, something like that, oatmeal bread, anything other than the white bread. So again, making choices that are better for you and your family, just step by step. And lastly, over to the healthy fats.
So healthy fats, once again, you don't want zero fat. You need to know there are good fats and there are bad fats. So the good fats would come in things like avocados, nuts, things like that. And then the bad fats would be, obviously, if you was having a piece of pork or a piece of meat, etc., and you've got fat on there, although when cooked, that smells incredible, tastes great, that's not healthy, and we all know that. So be aware, there's two types of fats, good fats and bad fats. We want good fats. Olive oil, things like that, very good for you. So it's a bit like the sugar. Not all sugar's the same, not all fats are the same.
Yeah, so it can sound a bit of a minefield, but just try and keep it simple. Main thing, did I have some lean protein for breakfast? That is the key area, but it should have carbs and some healthy fats in there as well, and vitamins and minerals, all your nutrients that you need. That's a whole nother topic. Have I had a healthy lunch? Did it have some lean protein in there? what was I having for supper? Was there some lean protein there? Because you're hitting your protein target that we talked about. So to find out what your protein target is, you can contact us to find out for the wellness profile link, and to find out or receive a PDF version of It Starts Here. Simply email us, and it's just info at nutritionleaders.co.uk. So info at nutritionleaders.co.uk. You can request your free copy of It Starts Here, which is a really valuable document. We use it all the time with our clients here in our wellness studio. Or you can request to have a link to find out what your daily protein intake would be, and that's a really great step.
And we can
to your
send you a link
wellness.
for that, and you can find out. So with those things there, that will really help you to start moving into 2020 feeling better, getting more energy. And what we're going to do on the next video, what are we going to cover?
Check the book.
Check the book.
Step 2 is called Eat Your Self Healthy. We have touched on it a little bit today about eating through the day healthily, so we'll go a little bit more detail next time. So look forward to seeing you then. Please stay healthy and happy, and remember the email is info@nutritionleaders.co.uk, and also don't forget to hit subscribe with the YouTube so you can follow and have a notification next time the video pops up from us.
That'd be brilliant, and thank you for joining us, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.